Hello and welcome. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and this is Community Distance Reiki. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and request any special healing for your life that might be going on right now. We're going to start things off for the first hour building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to everyone's requests. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. Thank you for your ongoing support. I appreciate you. And if you're watching this on the replay, hello from the past. If you want to skip ahead through the crystal grid building, you certainly can. Go to roughly the 1 hour point or where you see the lights begin to shift. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification courses, one-on-one distance sessions and readings, or my crystal shop, visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com or check out the links in the description. So let's go ahead, take a peek, and see what we're starting off with. Awesome. So we have our usual grid to start. We have a mirror to go ahead and reflect and deflect any not so great energies. And we've got copper to break up any blockages and get the energy flowing. So let's see what we have. Chris, Lee, Jennifer, welcome in. And let's see what we got for requests. Let's see. And yeah, you can absolutely make any request for your personal well-being, any healing requests. Intentions, Corey's teeth and gums, trusting intuition, financial stuff, reconnection, and new love. Absolutely. So Corey is a regular that we support. Corey is Jennifer's cat. So we're going to go ahead and bring in some leopard skin jasper and aquamarine. Hey, Goddess of Four. Hey, B, welcome in. Love from London. Well, thank you. Lots of love back. Let's see. So, leopard skin jasper is helpful for anything that has to do with healing animals. It's also great for connecting with our animal guides and for anything pertaining to the skin. It's also one that's thought to help attract your soulmate. So, there we go. Bring this in. Leopard skin jasper. I love it. And aquamarine helps teeth and gums quite a bit. It's also great for forgiveness and deflecting pettiness, as well as bringing about justice. So this is aquamarine here. So definitely lots of love to your kitty cat. So there we go, aquamarine. Cool. And I'll absolutely get to everyone's request today. Goddess of Four, I'm sorry you're dealing with a headache. Oof. Let's see, financial stuff, reconnection, new love. Labrador or leopard skin jasper helps with the new love. Also going to bring in moonstone though. That'll definitely help with your intuition as well as feeling kind of reconnected. I often think of moonstone as like very connected with the High Priestess card in the tarot deck. This helps support connection to the divine feminine, to wisdom, especially ancient wisdom or ancient spiritual texts. If you're studying those, moonstone can be really helpful to keep around. It's also great for, like I said, intuition, protecting folks when they travel, and really just connecting with the cycles and rhythms of nature and any kind of lunar magic that you might be working with. So we'll bring this in. Whoop. Let's go ahead and there we go. Nice big pieces of moonstone. This can also help with attracting a mate as well. financial stuff for sure. Let's bring in some citrine. I'm seeing lots of requests for financial abundance for sure. So let's bring in some citrine. This is very helpful for attracting financial abundance. It's also great for making good financial decisions. So when it comes to finances, citrine is a really wonderful stone to grab for. It's also great for things like fibromyalgia, and it's thought to be helpful for things like addictions and compulsions as well. So this is one that I often use to help balance logic and intuition. So let's go ahead and bring some in. And we'll also bring in some pyrite because that definitely helps with financial abundance, as well as opening to intuition and protection. We like to think fool's gold brings the real gold. It can be very protective, and it's helpful for the brain and for memory. So it's pyrite. Awesome. All the best to you, Jen. Hey, Blue Sky. Good to see you. Motivation. I'm definitely seeing motivation from a few folks. So let's do that. Polychrome jasper is one of my favorite motivation stones. So here is polychrome jasper. I just have some raw pieces here. This one is great for self-confidence, motivation in general, but especially motivation to get back in line with your soul's purpose and what your greater missions are. This is great also for joint health and extremity movement. But yeah, self-confidence and motivation are the two words that come to mind first when I think about polychrome jasper. So we will bring some of this in too. So that's very motivating. Let's also see some emerald too. Emerald helps with renewing the passions in your life, like passion for work, connection to community, family, things like that, all different aspects of life. It's also great for the upper respiratory system, the lungs, bronchia. So those of you with allergies, this can be somewhat helpful. It's also great for healing skin and tissue and preparing for success. So this is raw emerald. And let's see what happens. And another great stone for love and relationships too, as well as allergies, for Goddess of Four there, is Carnelian. This is great for allergies, cold, also wound healing. But this is a stone that's very much connected with the sacral chakra. So this is how we relate to other people and the world around us, particularly romantic relationships. All relationships, but definitely romantic ones. This one helps with sexual function and dysfunction. It aids in connection with fertility. It's great for relationships with anyone, regardless of how we get to know them or how we work with them. But it's also fantastic for calling on a romantic partner, twin flame kind of thing. So love Carnelian for so many things. It's a frequent flyer here. We often work with it. new love, abundance, motivation. Let's also do, so Chris has some good ones. Weight loss, headache, and allergies. Let's see. One that can help with weight loss is iolite. It's also great for intuition, especially if you're somebody who is clairvoyant or you use your spiritual sight to see your intuition. So if you're doing shamanic journeying, visionary meditation, anything along those lines, this can be really, really helpful. It's also great for money management and fever, weight loss, and sleep disturbances. This can be really helpful with getting a good night's sleep, particularly if you're empathic and you find that you have a hard time sleeping after you do a lot of spiritual work. So iolite. Let's put that right here with aquamarine. And feel better, hon. Definitely feel better. It's good to see you, Blue Sky. I hope you're feeling better. Emotional healing for sure. Let's do a couple. I have a couple of great stones for emotional healing. Let's see what we got. Yeah, let's do this. So we will start with blue calcite. One of my favorite stones for emotional healing. This is great for soothing pain, especially if you're struggling to verbalize what you're feeling. This can work to help bring it through the throat chakra and express any kind of emotional grief or pain. It's also super helpful for revelations, clarity. Like if you just feel off and you're not quite sure where to focus and where and how to address the upset, this can help kind of reveal that a little bit. It's also great at helping you make decisions even when you're in a place that's hurting so much you'd rather not make a decision. This can help you for that. But I like to think of it as like an emotional first aid type stone. So we'll bring this in for sure. Let's bring that in here. And I'm also going to bring in some bloodstone. That's another emotional first aid type stone for me. It's great at lifting despair and gives us some kind of emotional staying power, almost like emotional stamina, especially if what's going on is sort of a long-term thing. It helps to relieve self-doubt, and it can also aid in quieting the mind, especially during meditation. But I like to think of it as working very much with the heart in that it's a deep green, and there's small hits of red in there. I often think of this stone as helping heal the heart through heartache and heartbreak. That also impacts our root chakra, which is vitality and fears, basic needs, primal urges. When we have like an emotional devastation that just shakes the whole world around us, this can be a really helpful stone. And bloodstone also goes by the name heliotrope. So there we go. More symmetry there. Okay, and I'm also going to bring in lepidolite. Gotcha. So this is lepidolite, which is lithium mica, and that's the glittery purple kind of beauty that you see there. This is wonderful to help soothe and calm the emotions, which gives us a moment to like take a breath and understand what the emotions are in case we're just sort of lost in the emotional soup and can't make sense of it. It's also helpful for bringing attention to any kind of patterns that need releasing, and also helps us decide, do I stay, do I go? These specimens even have a little bit of amazonite in them, when that's that kind of teal blue that you see popping up. Amazonite helps on a physical level with the spine and spinal nerves, but on the emotional level can be really great for self-respect and self-care, especially for people who tend to think of others before themselves. It's one that I think of all the time with like nurses and daycare workers, anything like that. People that tend not to think of themselves and their needs until it's too late, and then you get kind of burnt out and run down. Amazonite helps remind you that you are worthy of self-care. So we'll bring that all in there too. And blue sky, you haven't been back to work. You're not feeling the heavy computer usage. Let's bring in some shungite. This can be really good for like electromagnetic smog, people that are more sensitive to geopathic stress than others. Some folks are just very, very sensitive to it. And this is one that can help kind of break that up and also help you in the moment when you're around it, but also afterwards. If you feel like you're still kind of put off by that electronic kind of hum and buzz sort of feeling, it's great at releasing stress and emotional blockages and emotional pain as well. And it's great at just generally clearing the energy field. So never is it a bad day for shungite. So we'll bring this in. Hope that helps you feel a little better. Yeah, still headache and dizziness. A job where you will thrive. Gotcha. Lapis helps with career advancement for sure. It also helps with connecting to our sense of communication in a big way, for conveying the truth, being honest, clear, open communication. Also great for the other thing you described, for vertigo and hearing loss, like inner ear stuff. So if you're feeling a little dizzy, this certainly can't hurt. This can also aid in disorganization and personal responsibility as well. And lapis can also be great for pain and inflammation in case anyone's struggling with that today. So I'll bring some of that in. Yeah, you're welcome. Luckily, that doesn't bother me too much, so I don't really struggle with the EMF issues, but other people really, really do. I'll be the one with all my sensitive friends going like, I feel fine, and they're like, oh no, I can't stay another minute. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, some people are just more sensitive to it than others. Okay, and let's work on some of Chris's requests. Amethyst, hematite, good stuff. Pink tourmaline, sapphire. For pink tourmaline, I'm going to bring in the big guns today. This is the big pink tourmaline. Pink tourmaline helps with hormones for anyone, regardless of where you are in the gender spectrum. This can be really helpful. Everything from onset of puberty to menopause and things like that, but especially gynecologic issues, any kind of GYN problem, whether it's PCOS or you have something along the lines of endometriosis. This can be a really great stone to work with too, but it's also great for migraine and neuralgia, as well as dispelling negative self-image. So yeah, the pink tourmaline is just the pink, and then this is just some quartz kind of stuck in there too. So we'll put that right there. Sapphire helps with channeling, and it can also help support the health of the thyroid. It's thought to aid in cases of dementia, but more than anything, channeling, connecting with the angels, understanding what we're getting in connection from spirit, especially for those of us who gain messages for someone else, like tarot card readers or people who are channel mediums for others. This can be really, really helpful. It's also great for envisioning positive potential during times of change. So we'll bring this in. Labradorite aids in better sleep. It helps to calm disputes too. It's great for anything that involves a lot of detailed attention. So if you're doing like needle in a haystack type work, if you know someone who does like coding or data science or looks at big amounts of data coming in and out and wants to see big trends, little trends, and things like that, this can be really helpful. It's good at finding errors in lots of information too. So it's often used for research and study, but it's great for clairvoyance, which is again seeing with our spiritual psychic type sense. And it can be really great at helping us with research and study and truly understanding research material. So that's a labradorite. It's also thought to help aid better sleep too. So go ahead and we'll bring in some labradorite. Rutilated Herkimer, blue kyanite, you got it. So rutilated quartz is clear quartz that has these rutils going through it. And those are those little lines there. Let me see if I can bring them in so you can really get a good view of them. So those rutils, or what look almost like sparkles in there, those are long threads. They can be a silvery color, goldish color, coppery color. This is thought to bring focus to energy. So this can help focus the energy during a healing session to exactly where you want it to go. This is also helpful for focusing the mind and aiding the mind-body-spirit connection. It's also been used as a really thoughtful gift for people with cancer for several decades now. The intention being that the rutils will help focus the energy of all of the treatments the person is getting to exactly where it's most needed. So yeah, it's also helpful for bringing about energy, especially if you feel really run down. So rutilated quartz. We'll also keep Cora Carr's stepfather in mind, who is battling colon cancer. Wishing him the best, wishing her the best. Herkimer helps us with manifesting, feeling connected to spirit, being in the present moment when we're asking for what we need is a really good, authentic and grounded place to be when we're thinking about the future. So we're not just wishing our lives away. When we manifest and we use something like Herkimer, we are basically asking the universe to find the most spiritually aligned version of what we're asking for and connect us with it. This can also help support intuition and best metabolism. So love Herkimer here. It's really good at just balancing unbalanced energies too. Awesome. Blue kyanite is another one that can really help us with understanding the intuitive messages that come through. And even if you're not someone who feels like they're intuitive, you know, we all have dreams, we all have daydreams. Sometimes it's almost like we feel like there's a message coming through and we just can't understand it. Blue kyanite is a wonderful stone to grab in that moment. It's also great for accepting yourself exactly as you are, and for supporting neurological care, especially if it's impacting speech or mobility. This is thought to bring some healing benefit there. So we will bring this in. There we go. Aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite is a combination of two different calcites that do two very different yet highly complementary things. So the blue is connected with the crown chakra and the soul star chakra. That's above the crown chakra. That has a lot to do with connecting to our spiritual highest purpose, like the highest version of what we could achieve, which is always upgrading and changing as we go through our lives. So connecting to our greatest potential and highest levels of achievement, if you want to say it that way, spiritually. At the same time, the brown connects with the root chakra and the earth star. The earth star chakra beneath the root is connected to how we enact our soul's purpose, how we show up in life and do the walk and do the tasks that help us to bring our soul's mission and our highest potential forward in the world. So working with these two together is kind of a powerhouse. It also helps to balance all the energy centers between, which includes the Kundalini, which is coiled at the base of the spine. So aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite. There we go. And what else do we have here? Ooh, hematite. Get some good grounding energy in here. Absolutely. Hematite and rose quartz. And amethyst. Yeah, let's do it. Hematite helps to clear the energy body of the, basically also helping clear the body of its basic metabolic energy. Like our body usually connects to the earth and releases the energy that it has that it's no longer needing back into the earth through the feet. And this helps with that connection to the earth so that we can do that more optimally. It also is actually high in iron content, hematite. So it's something that is physically heavy. It's thought to really help us ground, feel connected to the earth, and can help us to gently renew and restore in connection with nature. So hematite. Let's put that behind the shungite for now. Amethyst is superb for any kind of self-healing work or self-improvement work. It helps you to take things a little gently on yourself. I know when we get into our self-improvement, we can be a little rough on ourselves and I can't believe I did this, can't believe I thought that. This allows you to kind of take it a little slow and easy, remind yourself that you are improving, you're a work in progress, and it's okay. It also helps with taking responsibility for your actions and your commitments and not taking responsibility for the actions and commitments of others. So it helps with that really good boundary. It's also really helpful for things like sorting through addictions and anything that might be underlying that kind of an issue, as well as connection to spirit. So there's amethyst there. Let's go ahead and put amethyst under the lepidolite. And rose quartz. We're all familiar with rose quartz. This is a stone that I often think of as like kind of underrated. It does so much. It's so consistent with this loving energy, with this high vibrational energy. It makes it a lot easier for us to envision good things coming into life, which honestly helps us to maybe mitigate the expectation of struggle to some extent, but it also helps us to let go of things that don't serve any longer. A lot of times it's easy to hold on to something that's not perfect because we're worried that something worse will come along. This helps remind you that there might be something better coming along. So rose quartz is very powerful heart healer. We're going to go ahead and place this underneath the iolite. W. Oh, hey, thank you for the reminder on hitting the like button. I appreciate that, Patty. Jen, you don't think you have problems with EMF fever? Yeah, it never really bothered me unless it was like an actual loud hum that I could hear with my ears. Then over time it gets a little annoying, but thankfully it doesn't bother me. But it definitely can make some of my friends really headachy or nauseous. What crystal would you recommend for children with big emotional disruption? It's hard to say. It kind of depends on what might be causing the big emotional disruption. Like, stones that are good at helping understand the emotions might be helpful for the kid, depending on their age. And, there are just some ages where they have feelings and they don't understand them. And so it's like just holding space and letting them cry it out. But if it's big emotional disruption, honestly, encouraging them to pick a stone themselves might be really helpful. Even if they don't know why they like it, that might be really helpful. But there's one that's often recommended for children that struggle with emotional regulation and even attention deficit. And it's even recommended for some folks with ADHD. Some of my friends with ADHD that are adults really like it, is Chalcopyrite. Hey, Vic. Oh, I've got pink tourmaline out there to help you, and I've got the big pink tourmaline today, so this will definitely help you. But yeah, let me bring in some Chalcopyrite. So this specimen's a little strange. Chalcopyrite usually looks a little bit like pyrite to some extent, and this is more crystal than it is chalcopyrite, and it's not peacock ore, but you can see kind of that goldish, almost brass-like. Here, let me make sure you can see it. There we go. So the chalcopyrite are only those little bits in there. The rest is clear quartz. But clear quartz, especially with all these points, brings clarity. So that might help with sorting through those things. But yeah, chalcopyrite. There's also some on the back underneath the matrix here. But yeah, this is one that can be useful for that. So let's balance these two together. It's almost like it makes a square. Yeah. But yeah, I suggest looking into that one. But a lot of times, if you bring a kid into like a stone store and have them start picking out the stones that they like, that might actually be a little illuminating as far as what is really going on under that. So I hope that that's helpful. Yeah, oh, she loves rose quartz. Oh, that's good. That's great. Yeah, it's amazing how much kids will just like walk right up to the crystal, and then you start looking up other people's feelings on that stone, and that might give you some insight that they might not be able to express on their own yet. But yeah, absolutely, all the best. Chalcopyrite you can find. It can be a little trickier to find, but see if that looks like it helps too. It's good to see you all. Let's see. I think we're almost there. Okay, cool. I think we are about at that point where I go ahead and I take a look at all the requests that everyone has had, and I start to think about what other stones would be really complimentary. And you all vote on which of those stones is going to be part of the grid. You never know how that's going to work. And then we go on ahead and we get into the healing. So give me just a moment, and I'm going to take a peek at what you all have asked for and come up with some suggestions. Let me see. All right, I think I got it. Let's see. Both. Yeah, you know how this works. Okay, so in case you've never been here before, you're not limited to just one vote. We'll leave it at that. So my suggestions for the additional stones would be, one is tourmalinated quartz. Tourmalinated quartz can help with a lot of the requests for finding new jobs and financial abundance. This can also help with finding new streams of revenue, like side gigs, passive income, things like that. It helps to ground and release nervous energy, including like childhood stuff. It's helpful for fortune, luck, and protecting folks who are traveling, especially by car. And it's thought to just, in general, break things up. So it's thought to be like the scar tissue stone. So whether that's on the body, or in the emotions, it can help break up really stuck energy. Black tourmaline repels negative energy, and here it is going through quartz, much like with the rutilated quartz. So that's tourmalinated quartz. Do your best with spelling, I'll understand. The other is chrysocolla. Chrysocolla helps us with connecting with our highest good and making the decisions that support that. It's also really great for encouraging you on your spiritual purpose, as well as finding new ways and new methods of having a creative outlet, which can really help you get connected spiritually. It's almost like sometime playtime gets into spiritual connection time. So chrysocolla, tourmalinated quartz. Feel free to vote for either one or both. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is and a little of how it works and what to expect. And then after that, we're going to get into the 25-minute long Reiki session. So if you need to use the loo right now, it's perfect time. And if you haven't already hit that like button, please consider doing so. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm so glad to have you here today for some healing. If you would like to learn more about my live online Reiki certification courses, community Discord, crystal shop, or one-on-one distance sessions in Reiki, IET, and tarot readings, go ahead over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com or check out the links in the description. So what is Reiki? Well, the style of Reiki I work with is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named after this tradition's founder, Mikao Usui, who created this particular tradition in the early 1920s in Japan. It is highly spiritual and completely secular, so it totally resonates with us here in the West. The concept of just what energy is and how it works, we can pretty much look at the indigenous spirituality of Japan to get a better idea of that. And that indigenous spirituality is Shintoism. And in Shintoism, everything and everyone has a soul, and all of us are interconnected. Within this interconnectedness, there are additional spiritual forces at play, one of which is a spiritually guided soul energy, which is what Reiki translates to in English. This energy is flowing through you and through me and everyone and everything else all the time. Our body, mind, and spirit are working with this energy to our greater balance and good all the time, even though we don't think about it or even acknowledge that it's happening. Much like how we're mostly made of water, but we don't really think about it. And we need water for every small and large function within our body. Yet we don't have to consciously think about it at all. Our body just takes care of it. It's very similar with Reiki. During the session today, I'll essentially connect with that spiritually guided life force energy and direct more of it to you, wherever you happen to be and whenever you happen to be. So if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, you can receive it just the same. As you lay down or sit up and receive your Reiki session, you may feel physical sensations in your body. You may have emotions come up or be released. On a mental level, you may have an opportunity to think some things through that you have been having a difficult time reconciling. You may hear your subconscious, and on a spiritual level, you may get some insights, intuitions, big sort of clarifying moments or just sort of a lovely, beautiful, relaxing nap. Chances are your session is going to feel like some combination of all of the above. You can sit up, you can lie down, whatever feels comfortable, but you don't have to even stay still. If you want to take a couple of stretches or journal or anything else during your session, you absolutely can. This is your self-care time to focus on you. During the session, just be as physically comfortable as you can. You don't have to focus on anything, and you don't have to keep your mind silent. You can just be wherever you are and however you are. I will turn the music up if you want to learn more about our musical creator. All of her information is at the bottom of the description. I will turn the lights down, and the lights will move slowly and evenly through several different colors, but at no time will they flash or strobe. And for 25 minutes, I will simply send this healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. At the end of that 25 minutes, you'll hear the music start to lower, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and out. And at that point, you can start coming back to the room and even head back into the chat. Feel free to ask any questions you have or share any experiences you feel so empowered to share. And then we'll go on and have a beautiful rest of our day. I am here 5 times a week, same days and same times. All of those days and times are listed in the description, but you can also subscribe with your notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity. I am so grateful to have all of you here today to share in this healing with me. The more people show up with the same or similar intention, the greater the healing potential is magnified. And this is a Chinese healing principle that is really ancient. So thank you for being a part of today's session. All of our individual energies stay separate and protected while the Reiki energy continues to flow even more to all of you than it would on a normal basis. So let's go ahead back into the chat. We will see what won the vote, and then we will get into the healing. Ooh, pretty. Oh, it's both. It's always both. Let's see. And I love that too. So let's see. And bring in some chrysocolla. Oh, I think we're in good shape. Even better shape. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your session, and I will see you in 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly start to feel your body coming back. Check in and see if your body wants to stretch, move, or bend. I hope you're feeling better. And I'm so grateful to have had you here today. If you have any questions or anything to share, I invite you to go ahead and pop into the chat. And I gotta say, here on my side, I had a serenade of birds chirping outside with the window open, and it was really just spectacular to feel like a spring afternoon. Oh, I just got a bunch of messages came through all at once that you guys had mentioned in the chat. Unanimous on both, absolutely. You're welcome, Goddess of Four. You're welcome, Jennifer. And you're welcome, Patty and Key. Lots of love to everyone who is here today. Those of you who are new, I'm so glad you stayed and hung out with us. You're always welcome here. We're a fun bunch of people. I am here 5 times a week, same days, same times, including Wednesday at 4. I will be back on Friday at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. East Coast U.S. time, as well as Sunday at East Coast U.S. time, 8 p.m. Even though it is Easter Sunday, I will still be here. Yeah, your yard is amazing too. Oh, I love this one. It's like not too hot, not too cold. It's kind of beautiful in between, and you can just feel the actual natural breeze on your skin without feeling like you're wearing a hot, wet blanket in the summer. It really is divine. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and doing some Reiki. It was beautiful to see you all here. Oh, I'm glad you liked the music today. Let me see. I'll try to see which one it was that we were listening to. Gotcha. Okay. I can't always see which one it is, but I'll see if I can't isolate it later. It's always from the Relaxation Station. Cindy Loker, who's linked at the bottom of the description. She's got amazing music. Yeah, and she does it royalty free, so I can basically pay her for the rights to play the music and not have to pay her every time someone watches the stream. And I deeply appreciate that. And I'm happy I can support another content creator by being here. So that's always a wonderful thing. Thank you, Patty. And you're welcome, W. Lots of love to all of you. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to teach my Reiki 2 class shortly. And again, if you want to learn more about my live online Reiki certification courses, because there's nothing I do here that you can't learn to do, or if you want to schedule a one-on-one session or reading with me, go ahead over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com or check out the links in the description. And I do hope I get to see you again. So everybody take care. Hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.